Hare Krishna. Welcome to my channel Krsnatarian. If this is your first time watching this video or visiting the channel, then don't forget to subscribe to it. If you have been watching my videos regularly but haven't yet subscribed, then please subscribe to it. If there are any constructive feedbacks or any queries related to the recipe, food or the diet of Krishna consciousness or Krsnatarian, then please write to me in the comment section and I will be happy to respond to you. One more thing I wanted to inform is that I recently published a cookbook which is around 348 recipes with 400 images. So that particular book is available in paperback and hardcover format. And also multiple digital copies of this book is available. If you're interested in buying it, then I have shared the link in the description. And also there will be book review available, for which I have also shared a link in the description. So now let's proceed towards the recipe. Hare Krishna. Welcome to the Krsnatarian way of cooking. So Janmashtami is on its way and I'm sure that many of us are looking for new ideas for making delicious bhoga for Lord Shri Krishna. So here I have a very delicious mouth-watering brinjal or eggplant curry recipe which I wanted to share with you. It is very simple to cook it and the flavor of it is so aromatic. It just gives a heavenly fragrance to it. By paying extra attention to these eggplants, letting it cook with the spices and the potatoes evenly will give you a perfect curry recipe of this sabji. I will be also trying to post as many recipes for Janmashtami Bhoga for the viewers. So stay tuned. Let's proceed towards this video. So here I'm going to take 2 medium potatoes and I'm going to cube cut them. So this is the way I'm going to cube cut. You see how I have sliced it from the center. So first making this nice vertical lines and then from the center I just sliced it one more time. So like that you will not have very big potato size. This is the perfect size which we want. Once these potatoes are nicely chopped, then I have here ice cold water and I will place these potatoes inside that bowl and keep it aside. Now in a skillet, I am going to take around 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. Try to take nice and pure sesame oil, the dark color. That will give a very nice flavor to your sabji. If you do not have sesame oil, then you can use even the mustard oil. Let the rawness of the mustard oil a little bit go away and then you start putting the spices to it. Now here I have added around 3 to 4 bay leaves and a little bit of asafoetida. The heat is on medium. Now I'm going to add around 1 teaspoon of mustard seeds and let it splutter. I'm going to add around 1.5 teaspoons of cumin seeds. Add the potatoes. Now completely mix it with the spices and the oil. Now one by one start adding the powdered spices to it. Here I have 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon of coriander cumin seed powder, 1 teaspoon of red chili powder, 1 teaspoon of garam masala powder. I also added half teaspoon of curry powder which I made at home. The recipe of it is in my book. Then I added around a tablespoon of salt. Mixed everything well. Now the heat is on complete low. Remember that the heat has to be on low because we are not adding any water right now. So just cover it and cook it. Here I have taken 7 to 8 mini brinjals. Just cut it in this manner. First wash the brinjals and then start cutting them. One thing I wanted to mention is that the potatoes which are cooking, they will cook in the steam when they are on low heat. If you will cook it on high heat or medium heat, then it will get burnt. At intervals, you can stir the potatoes as well. So now these eggplants are being cubed in this manner. I will again take ice cold water and put all these eggplants or brinjals in them. The cold water helps the brinjals and the potatoes to not get black. So now here the potatoes are a little bit cooked, not completely. So I'm going to add the eggplant because eggplant or brinjals also take time to cook. So once the potatoes were like half cooked, that's when I added the brinjals. Mixed everything nicely. Now I'm going to cover it and let it cook again on extremely low heat. Now here I have nicely ripe vine tomatoes. They are medium sized. So I'm going to chop them. Finely chop them like this. The eggplant and potatoes are cooking in the steam. Now I will actually spread this eggplant and potatoes at the corners and place the tomatoes in the center. This is the way you can actually make a gravy without having to cook first the tomatoes. You can simultaneously cook the eggplant or brinjals and potatoes together and then the tomatoes like this. Because my element is in the center, every element is actually in the center, so the tomatoes will get cooked easily on low heat like this. This cooking I did for nearly 4 minutes of the tomatoes. The steam itself is enough for the tomatoes to get completely soft. So you see this? I'm just going to press a little bit and the tomatoes are nicely soft. Now I'm going to mix it completely. Now in this I'm going to gradually add water. I added each time around half cup of water, and with that same amount of water I allowed it to cook on low heat. So every time I was covering the lid, I was cooking it for around 4 to 5 minutes. Again adding half cup of water. Covering it again and letting it cook. Like this, I added around like 2 cups of water to this entire curry. You can add a little bit more if you want a little watery curry. I kept on adding the water until this entire brinjals did not get cooked completely, and that is why cooking on low heat is good, because the water also doesn't get dry and it also cooks the entire sabji together with the spices. So now I added around 3 tablespoons of chopped cilantro, mixed it, and then I added another half cup of water. Now I added around 1 teaspoon of kasturi methi, also called as dry fenugreek leaves, crushed it and put it in there, mixed it nicely, covered it and cooked it for another 2 to 3 minutes. So here the eggplant curry is ready. Turned off the stove and garnished it with another half cup of chopped cilantro. And now you can see the magic. This is what I was talking about, that how the curry, the entire spices are completely mixed and blended with the eggplant and the potatoes. Many times what happens is that eggplants are not cooked properly, then the flavor of the raw eggplant or brinjal stays there, which is not very good. So you want to make sure that whenever you are cooking potatoes and eggplants together, the spices are cooked well with the eggplant. The color of the eggplant changes to a little bit brown from purple, and that's when you know that the eggplant is completely cooked. I really like pouring the gravy in this manner. This is one of my favorite feast recipes which I prepare, and I garnished on top with this chopped cilantro, placed a tulsi leaf, and offered it at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna with some chapatis. Thank you so much for watching. Hare Krishna.